Hello Taurus, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, your current energy, and your immediate future, answering the question, what do you need to know right now in order to move forward in alignment with your higher self, and ultimately create the life that you deserve and desire. As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy for the reading and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second. But I still have a tarot deck that we'll be diving into, as well as the decks that I'll be using to clarify and pull advice from in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. All right, Taurus. Just for the overall energy in your recent past, you have it's time to release negativity with the Knight of Cups in reverse. So your recent past is a very emotional energy, kind of emotions being heightened, experiencing maybe quite a few triggers, having to navigate through some pretty tricky, pretty negative energy here. Now in your current energy, you have luck is on your side with the Nine of Cups. So right now, I don't think it feels like it, or maybe it doesn't look like it, or maybe it does feel like it because you have faith in the universe, but I do feel like you're being very supported and as if luck is very much on your side and things are working out for you when it comes to, with the Nine of Cups here, what it is that you desire. Now in your immediate future, you're very close to achieving your goal with the Wheel of Fortune. So in your immediate future, this wheel is wanting to turn in your favor. Things, want to start falling into place. You want to start seeing kind of results or opportunities, new beginnings, whatever it is that you're ultimately looking for. But the overall theme of this reading is friction. So right now, and this is why I said that I didn't feel like you maybe felt like it in your current energy, anytime that we are in pursuit of a goal or an opportunity or an outcome or a desire, we are going to run into periods of time where it feels as if things are absolutely not going our way. In fact, sometimes it'll even feel as if things are going the opposite of the direction that we're trying to go. That is where, that's where friction really comes into play. Resistance is another word for that. Our limiting beliefs will have a tendency to manifest into our reality in the form of struggles and problems and barriers, and the only way that you will not get to where it is that you desire is if you allow those struggles and barriers and problems and issues to deter you from continuing to move forward. Now, sometimes there's divine redirection involved. Sometimes there's, a solution that's needed to be experienced, but it comes from a place of needing to have immense faith in the universe. There's always a way forward, and the only way you're not going to get to where you're trying to go is if you stop moving forward. So I do feel like you're experiencing some friction here when it comes to something. You have a goal here, whatever it is. Maybe it's something you desire, maybe it's an actual material goal. I'm not sure, but the universe is very much saying we want this for you, and you are supported on this, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. But let's jump in here, Taurus. Let's start by looking at your recent past. It's time to release negativity with the Knight of Cups in reverse. Recent past for Taurus. So there's the new okay. There's the new beginning. There's some sort of new beginning that you're wanting. Some fresh energy, some new energy, some abundant energy. I feel like this is kind of what this goal is that your future energy is talking about. In your recent past, and I feel actually kind of still in your present energy, there's a lot of frustration. Now here's where I really like this message with the Five of Swords and the Eight of Swords in reverse. This Eight of Swords in reverse is actually my favorite card in tarot, specifically the Eight of Swords in the reverse position, because it speaks of releasing ourselves from the limiting beliefs that keep us trapped in a limited reality. We can only experience the reality that we believe we are capable and deserving of experiencing. Now, in order to fully release ourselves from those limiting beliefs, we do have to learn to create a trust in something bigger than us, a spiritual connection of our own understanding, whatever that means for you. God, spirit, higher self, universe, whatever that means for you. A lot of your life, Taurus, to this point has been very much about survival and about trying to get by or doing what's expected of you or doing what you think is necessary. And that hasn't kept you, it's kept you alive. You're obviously here, but it hasn't made you happy. There hasn't been an association of fulfillment with this energy. And I feel like, over time, when we're experiencing giving so much to our environment and to our energy and to our careers and the people around us, but we're still not really like feeling happy, feeling abundant, feeling fulfilled, it is very frustrating because you start to believe that there's something wrong with you. Why can't I be happy? Why is nothing that I do good enough? And it never really has to do with the fact that you're not good enough or that you're not capable or, the limiting beliefs that have a tendency to kind of creep up. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the fact that, our reality is often a reflection of as good as we think it can get for us. And so I very much feel like this energy is kind of you breaking yourself out of that, wanting some sort of a new beginning. But I feel, when you're used to survival mode, it's really difficult to break out of that energy. I mean, you get so good at surviving that you forget that that's not really what life is about. A lot of people are living, or working, or living to work, just spending their time and energy on trying to keep themselves afloat instead of really truly getting to experience the fulfillment that life has available to us. Kind of a deep first message, but let's keep going. If you've watched my readings before, you know I have a tendency to get pretty deep. So what else does Taurus need to know about their recent past? Where is this negativity that you're kind of working through? King of Swords in reverse, Strength in reverse. And then there's the Five of Wands in reverse. There's the working through resistance. So you have been working through resistance. It almost kind of feels like there's this part of you, of your soul or of your subconscious that has like been banging on this, like the way that I see it is it's like banging on this door that seems very soundproof, and it's saying, I need more, I want more out of life, I deserve more, I desire more out of my experience, and that part of you, it's like it can't be silenced anymore. Man, this is kind of a deep reading. But yeah, it's like there's this part of you that knows that you crave more out of your experience, out of your relationships, out of your career path, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's just kind of life in general. But at the same time, I feel like there is, the other part of you that's sitting there saying, well, we got to be logical about this. I've got to make sure that I'm doing what I need to survive. And I'm so used to only having to look out for me or not only having to look out for you, but I'm so used to being the only one who looks out for me and not feeling supported and not feeling, like the universe has my back because I haven't really experienced that. And that part of you is kind of at war, has been at war with the part of you that's going, I deserve more. I need more. There's more that's possible. I just know it. And I feel like that part of you is kind of starting to come to the surface a little bit more. So I do feel like you've struggled, especially recently in your recent past, with confidence, maybe feeling like you're not good enough to have what it is that you desire, or why would you be successful at something? Why would somebody love you the way that you desire? And it feels as if that kind of plays into that part of yourself that feels like it has to be, logical isn't the best word because there should always be a balance between like the spiritual and the logical, right? But, and I guess that's kind of what it seems like maybe even, is it's like that part of you that's like, well, I have to make sure that I have control over every single aspect of my life because if I don't, then things will probably go wrong. But then there's that part of you that's saying, but I can't continue to live like this anymore. And so a lot of doubt, self-doubt, doubting in kind of your, not really trusting or having faith in yourself. And, I talk a lot about having faith in the universe and putting your faith in something bigger than you. And to take that a step further, having faith in the universe or in something bigger than you is a direct reflection of the faith you have in yourself. If you are confident in your abilities and you're confident in what it is that you're deserving of, and you believe that your energy is a privilege, and you approach life from those places, then you're going to trust that things are going to work out for you more than if you doubt those things in yourself. So when I talk about having faith in the universe, remember, we are the universe in motion. It's a direct reflection of kind of what's going on with us within. But let's get a little bit more recent past for Taurus. So survival mode, doubting yourself. This is a lot of this energy in the past here. Queen of Swords in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so, and then, there's the Five of Wands that we were talking about. This card and the friction card very much mean the same thing to me. Like this resistance, friction, kind of pushing away what's possible for you because of what you think you need. Now, something you need to be aware of here, Taurus, is that you, in your past, and this might not necessarily be as prominent in your current energy, there's this energy of kind of having your heart closed off to different outcomes or different risks that need to be taken, or different, sorry, I'm trying to get situated here, that are necessary in order for you to get where it is that you desire, because your focus has been so much on the material world. Like, the thing that comes to mind is I can't quit my job to pursue this business. Like, how would I ever pay my bills? Or I can't walk away from this relationship that treats me, that doesn't treat me well, because then, we have kids, and how am I going to make that work? And, I kind of started out this reading talking about how there are always solutions. And that is something that I have experienced on a very personal level in so many different aspects of my life, and so many of the journeys that I've taken, is that there are always solutions. The universe always has our back and is always supporting us. But again, the extent to which we can experience that really does come from the extent to which we believe that and take steps in the direction of that belief. So a lot of the reason that you haven't been kind of experiencing that life that you're deserving of is and maybe this is just kind of earth sign energy, but your logic is getting in the way. Like, what you think is ultimately possible is blocking you from being able to see that this universe is magic, and it has magic that is available to you, and it has support that you might not even understand that you have available to you. But being able to lean into that is going to be absolutely necessary, which is why I feel you have this luck is on your side card. I feel like that's a very, it's a very important energy for you to know, is that we are as lucky as we believe we are. In the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, where she kind of breaks down the law of attraction, she talks often, and I might have mentioned this in a reading last week. I think I did, but she talks about how there's always those people that get good parking spots. Those people that are like, oh, I always get good parking spots. And then they do. And it's like they believe that they're going to get good parking spots, so they do. Or the people that are like, I'm so lucky, everything works out for me. And then things do. And you're like, how the hell do you do that? People think that creating that mentality comes from the experience of being lucky, but it's actually created from, the belief comes before the reality. And so I feel like, right now in your current energy, I don't think that it necessarily feels like things are working out for you, or maybe it doesn't feel like you are supported or you're guided, or whatever the case might be. But I feel like the universe wants you to know that you very much are. Okay, what does Taurus need to know regarding their current energy? What does Taurus need to know about their current energy? Whoa. Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and Page of Wands. The Nine of Wands in reverse. Give me just a second, because there's something here. So we're missing the Page of Swords, right? I was going to laugh if the Page of Swords was like on the back of the deck. It's not around here. Pages to me always kind of represent childlike energy, not saying childish energy necessarily, but just childlike, inner child type of energy, specifically the Page of Wands. So that's kind of where I feel this message is pulling me toward. You know what this feels like? Because, yeah, 9 of Wands in reverse, 4 of Cups in reverse, in addition to these pages, is it kind of feels like the life that you've been living, and maybe you've broken out of that as of recently, has been kind of a reflection of what other people have wanted for you, or what other people have expected of you, or what you started to believe you desired because of what other people wanted and expected of you, which is really, really interesting. It's almost like uncovering, because, okay, I mentioned this in a reading yesterday. When we're a child, we're taught that we can be whatever we want, right? It's like, oh, you want to be a superhero? You can be a superhero. You want to do this? You can do that. But then as we get older, we start to have limits placed on us. Well, you can be anything you want to be as long as it fits this description, or it fits in this box, or it fits what makes other people or society or your parents comfortable or happy or proud. And over time, we start to actually lose touch with what it is that we really desire, because we've almost been taught what it is that we desire because of what other people's expectations and everything has taught us. And so it kind of feels like you're going through this period, and oh yeah, because I talked about that part of yourself that was saying like, I need more, I want more out of life. That's what this is. It's like the uncovering of the version of yourself that you were before everybody else, society, relationships, parents, caregivers, placed their expectations or their beliefs on top of you. So it really is like uncovering. It sounds kind of cheesy, but it's self-discovery outside of what other people want from you. So that it kind of feels like you're breaking out of the box that this world has placed you in. And you need to know that you're very supported in that. I mean, that's ultimately kind of the purpose of a spiritual journey, uncovering our true nature, getting to the root of who we really are, beyond what we've been told that we are. And I feel like as you do that, it's almost like you uncover new desires and new dreams and new goals and new insights into what you actually want your life to be. And it's so interesting because with this friction card and this resistance card, there's the part of you that it's almost like, there's a part of you that's been trying to silence this part of you, the part of you trying to break free, because, I mean, whether or not we want to realize it or be honest with ourselves or be aware of it, the part of us that desires control over our reality through logic and knowing exactly how things are going to play out and having control over the outcome, that is our ego. And our ego doesn't need to be demonized. It's the part of us that's its literal purpose is to keep us alive, and it's done a fantastic job at that. You've kept yourself alive, but there's more to life than just being alive, and unfortunately I feel like a lot of people don't really fully realize that. A lot of people spend their life just trying to be alive instead of living. I feel like I'm sounding kind of cheesy here, but it almost feels like you're uncovering yourself in a whole new way. It's almost like this part of yourself that you've held back is coming to the surface here. This is a really inspiring reading here, Taurus. It's a really cool period of your life. It might not feel like it. You might be like, no, this actually sucks. But it is very much happening for you. All right, what else does Taurus need to know? 2 wands. Yeah, see? Look at that. All of this energy you've been working through, the Knight of Cups in reverse, this, because it's the same Knight of Cups in reverse as right there, this kind of overly emotional energy. Maybe there's been some grief, some sadness, some just heavy emotions involved. It's all getting you into alignment. You're shedding old layers here. Yeah, because here you are, Taurus, the Queen of Pentacles. And it's interesting because I was going to say this. I feel like I've seen so many other, like we saw all those pages. We've seen the Queen of Swords. We saw the King of Swords. And I feel like this is the first time you've really showed up. We did see the King of Pentacles, but it was in reverse. And I feel like that was more a message than, it could be you. But this feels more like you. So what I'm saying is you're finally starting to show up. Like you're finally appearing in your own energy. And it's taken, one of the things that people don't tell you about growth that is kind of a shock when you're going through it is that a big part of growth is grieving the version of yourself that you once were and once thought you were going to be. And it's hard because you have to kind of let go of old dreams and old goals and old desires and, old expectations. And it's difficult because you're essentially grieving you, like a part of who you used to be. But underneath all of that, the way that you can really look at it is you're grieving a part of you that wasn't really you. It was a product of what you had been taught to be and how you had been taught to act and what you had been taught to do. And now it feels like you're getting more in alignment with you, Taurus. And that is hard. That's a scary thing to do. But I feel like, again, the biggest thing you need to know is the more that you align with who you really are and you shed those expectations and you shed those layers of you, the more you start to align with what it is you really desire. And the more that you align with what it is that you desire, the more the universe can work miracles in your life. One more message for Taurus's current energy. This feels like a very specific reading for someone out there because it's really, really deep. One of the things that you need to try to work on right now, Taurus, is moving on or letting go or moving forward from these unfair expectations that you have of yourself. I feel like there's a part of you that wants to be in a different place than where you're at right now. Maybe you want to be further along in a career or further, in a relationship or in a better relationship or whatever the case might be. I feel like there's certain aspects of your life where you feel like you should be perfect or your life should be perfect. And I get it. I have absolutely been there. But if there is anything that I've learned on this journey, it is that you will never live a perfect life. That is not a real thing. But when you learn to embrace each experience as a stepping stone to get you to the next great experience, you start to learn that there's a purpose for every phase of our life. And there's a purpose. You might not be where you want to be, Taurus. You might not be in the place that you want to be. But I said this in the beginning. The only way you're not going to get where you want to be is if you stop moving forward. If you give up on yourself, if you fall back into this energy of survival and living your life for other people and, the control that kind of comes with that. Because, I think that it's really cool when you have kind of an awakening. Now, you might have already had a spiritual awakening in the past. Maybe this is just another layer of that. But it's really cool when you have an awakening. There's a lot of really cool experiences that you get to have. But then you look around you and you're like, what in the world was I doing? You're like, I can't believe that I was living this life, or that I was letting people treat me like this, or that, this is what I thought that I wanted. And it's hard because it kind of almost starts to feel like you're an alien in your own life. And When you go through that process, you can feel very alone, and the universe wants you to know that you are not. You are supported. Luck is on your side. The more you align with who you really are, the more that things are going to start to unfold for you. All right, let's get one more for your immediate future. You're very close to achieving your goal with the Wheel of Fortune. What can Taurus expect in their immediate future should they move forward in alignment with their higher self? So drop the unfair expectations. You are exactly where you need to be. As long as you are continuing to put one foot in front of the other, you're going to get there. Wherever it is you're trying to go, you're going to get there. You're already there, technically. But it will manifest. What does Taurus need to know about their immediate future should they move forward in alignment with their higher self? Ooh. Here's what you need to know. When you start taking steps out of your comfort zone, when you start trying to create a better life for yourself by leaving behind a job that you don't love to pursue something that you do, or start your own business, or leave behind a relationship or a string of relationships that don't serve you to open your heart and soul up to ones that do. When you're in the process of doing that, the death and rebirth, the letting go and the receiving, when you're in the middle of that, every single ounce of you is going to want to go backwards. Every single part of you is going to want to pull back into what you know and what you're familiar with and what makes the most quote unquote sense. Because that is where your ego thrives. Your ego thrives in what is familiar. Your ego thrives in what it can predict and what it can control and what it's used to. So if you're really used to survival mode, your ego is like, yes, give me more survival mode, give me more struggle, give me more pain and suffering, because I love it, because I know that I can survive it, I can control it, I know exactly what it feels like and exactly how it's going to end. Your ego wants that experience, and your soul is doing everything it can to break out of that experience. So think of like that part of you that's like pounding, saying, I deserve more, is kind of at war with the part of you that's saying, I am afraid of what could happen should we choose to pursue the opportunity of more. I'm afraid of the risk. I'm afraid of what could go wrong. I'm afraid of what I can't control. So as you move forward into your future and just kind of, because it very much feels like divine redirection into a new direction or a new path or something. And as you move forward on that path, just know that there are going to be times where it feels like you are making the dumbest decisions you've ever made in your entire life. And those moments right there are where most people give up. Most people give up when it doesn't make sense. Most people give up when they don't see the outcome. Most people give up when it feels like they're failing. And I can tell you with 100% certainty that failure and loss is never a destination. It is always an indication that you are still in the middle of a journey. So what's going to be very important for you moving forward is to stand tall in your truth. Stand tall in knowing what you're deserving of, and knowing what you're capable of, and knowing what you were put here to do, and your purpose, and the fact that other people need you in that purpose for their own purposes. And that's kind of how we all kind of move forward on this path together. And I feel like as you continue to discover who you really are, and you start to take steps in alignment with that old version of you is going to pop up, and it's going to try everything it can to hold you back, because it doesn't want to lose that safety and that security that comes with what is known and familiar. So it kind of, a way to think about it is like your ego versus your soul. It's kind of where the friction lies. What does Taurus need to know about their immediate future? If you are willing to be patient, this is such good. Okay. Oh my God. There's the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, but this energy, Taurus, this is absolutely beautiful energy. The Temperance, the Lovers, the Emperor, and the Sun. What? If you are willing to be patient, you are going to create a life beyond your wildest dreams. But that patience is a result of not settling for less than what you deserve, not allowing yourself to go back to what it is that feels safe and comfortable, that where you have more control, and to lean on the faith of the universe. Because faith and patience go hand in hand. If you have faith that things are going to work out, you're not going to care when they happen, because you're going to know that they're going to happen. But that's actually how you gain control of your life. You don't gain control of your life by controlling your life. You gain control over your life by taking steps out of faith and believing that you are supported in those steps. You gain control over your life by believing that you are capable and deserving and that more is possible for you, and taking risks towards that. That's where your fulfillment lies. That's where your happiness lies. But patience is such a vital key in that, because there are going to be things that pop up, experiences, opportunities that are going to say, do you want to go back to this? Do you want to experience the same relationship over and over again? Do you want to experience the same relationship in a different person? Do you want to go back to that job you hate, or a similar path? Or are you going to keep moving forward? So this is very much a reading about Taurus. Don't give up. Keep moving forward through the friction, through the struggles, through the friction, through the times that things don't feel like they're working out. Keep moving forward. Keep believing there are more. Let that part of yourself out that knows that you are deserving of more, that knows you're capable of more, that knows that there is more to this life than survival and struggle that you have been experiencing for so long, because that part of yourself can take you to places that you are not even, you can't even fathom. All right, one more, Taurus, for your immediate future. What can Taurus expect moving forward? Should they move forward in alignment with their higher self? Immediate future for Taurus, please. The Magician and the Six of Pentacles. And then you have this King of Pentacles in reverse, which again, it feels more like a message than your energy. And I feel like the King of Pentacles in reverse to me is always very much speaking of your circumstances. So having the money that you need, having the support that you need, having the tools and whatever it is that you need. You need to know that you are going to have everything you need. In pursuit of this path, you are going to have everything you need. And if you continue to move forward on this path, you are going to manifest what it is you're looking to receive here. So this is very much about your ships coming in, about receiving the result. That's why you have you're very close to achieving your goal. But here's what's interesting. Most people give up the closer to the goal they are. Most people give up the closer to the goal they are. It's it's a little bit of steps. It's things get hard, people give up, a little bit of progress is made. Things get hard, more people give up, a little bit more progress is made, for the people who stay. As long as you keep moving forward, it's guaranteed. You're going to get to where it is that you want to go. So push past the friction, lean into the guidance of the universe. If you're experiencing anxiety and, all of the emotions that kind of come with this process, feel them. Experience them, sit with them. Don't make a single decision from that place, though. Don't make a decision from an emotional place. Don't make a decision from a chaotic place. Get yourself grounded, get yourself back into your truths, get yourself back in alignment with the universe, and then continue to take steps forward. And you'll seriously start to watch things unfold better than I think you can even imagine here. So this is a really exciting reading for you guys. You deserve it. So, okay, we're going to hop on over to the extended, where I'm going to talk about what you need to do to ensure that you move forward in alignment with your higher self. Information for that is in the description box below. Thank you so much, as always, for your support of my channel, Taurus. I obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Taurus, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Taurus.